If you trust in your soul, keep your eyes on the goal, then the prize you won't fail. Find your grail, find your grail. So be strong, keep right on to the end of your song. Do not fail, find your grail, find your grail. Life is really up to you. You must choose what to pursue. Set your mind on what to find, and there's nothing that you can't do. So keep right on to the end. You'll find your goal, my friend. Trim your sails. You won't fail. Find your grail. Find your grail. I'm Kristen, and that song is from a campy little musical called Spamalot. I thought that song was very fitting for me in my life right now because I have a BA in theater, and for the last year I've been coming back to William Woods to gain a certification in speech and drama so that I can become a speech and drama teacher. So it talks about, finding your personal grail, and for me, my personal grail is education. I love to learn, so that's my grail. Right now, it's a little difficult because I split time between education and work. I work full-time. I work a split shift, 2 hours in the morning and 6 hours in the afternoon, so I have a little space and time to go to traditional campus, which can be a little odd because I'm like 30 years old and the kids in class are ranging anywhere from 18 to 22, so it can be a little strange sometimes, but I'm getting by. I work at a group home in Columbia, and I work with 2 individuals with special needs. I'm a house manager and a personal caregiver. I've been in this line of work for about 12 years now, and I decided a few years ago that even though I really love to do this job, when I started 12 years ago, it wasn't something that I thought I was going to be able to do forever. Caregiving actually has a very high burnout rate, so I've been there a lot longer than what most people would have been. And I really, really enjoy it. And I hope that when I become a drama teacher that somehow I'll be able to incorporate that some sort of special program in with special needs individuals, because I think that would be kind of interesting. I don't really have a lot of time for hobbies right now. Between work and education, if I come home from work, usually I'm either ending up working on homework or I just want to sit down and veg out and watch TV. But in my spare time, I consider myself to be somewhat of a hobbyist artist. I do little doodles right now. These are kind of old works, just little doodles. Kind of old works. I recently got a digital pad, so I don't really have a lot of my better artwork, I think, available. It's kind of difficult to show you guys the pad. I also consider myself to be a little bit of a do-it-yourselfer because a few months ago in November, I bought my first house. So I've been kind of going to different thrift stores and Goodwills and every once in a while dumpster diving to save, that random piece of furniture that someone has kind of tossed out. And I've been teaching myself how to kind of put back together these items and sand and prime and finish and paint and all that stuff to make my, recently purchased house into a home. So that's kind of different. So that's a little bit about me. I look forward to hearing from each of you. I hope that we can have a good time in our class together. And for the next couple of weeks, hopefully we can make this class kind of our personal grails. So look forward to hearing from you.